Pretty.
Good.
All right. Hey, everyone. Welcome to our Building with a Blown Out call. And tonight we have my friend Ron Woods as our guest speaker, aka Big Daddy.
Hey, Ron.
What
For
up,
those of
guys?
you, for those of you who don't know Ron Woods, he's one of our good friends. He's also a real estate guru here in Nevada. If you want to know
Guru.
guru, I said guru. Anything you want to know about real estate, this is the guy you want to go to. This is the guy you want to learn from. He's a family man, has 4 kids, has a beautiful wife that I'm very good friends with as well. So we're just so thankful that he could be on this interview with us. So thank you again, Ron, and welcome.
And he looks like The Rock, right?
And he looks like The Rock. That's right.
How are you guys? Appreciate
Awesome.
that.
Yeah. How you doing, bro? You good?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Anytime someone says I look like The Rock, I'm happy. So
Awesome. What would you do if you saw The Rock in person?
I would try not to turn into a fanboy, but I'd probably be like, "Oh my gosh, thank you so much! Such an inspiration." He's like, "Yeah. Do I look like you? You say that?" He's like, "No."
Go ahead, babe.
Yeah. So I guess we're gonna ask you like a series of questions, and we're gonna free flow. Do you want to start, babe?
Okay. So I guess our first question for you would be, how did you get into real estate? When did you get into real estate? What motivated you to get into real estate?
So this is it's kind of a long story. I'll try to make it short. But when I got out of the military, I didn't know what I wanted to do. I was 20 years old, and I moved to LA. And I didn't know what to do, but I needed a job, so I got a job at 24 Hour Fitness in Hollywood. You guys probably have been seen at Sunset and so it was like this bougie gym, and I was selling memberships, and I didn't want to do that, but I used it. I was like, oh, I'm gonna meet everybody in here, and I met tons of like actors and musicians and industry and business people. The only people who, and I asked them what they did and tell me about it. The only people who I was like vibing with was the real estate guys, the contractors, the builders, the flippers. So I got my real estate license and I quit that job and I became a realtor, and I absolutely hate it. That was like the worst situation ever. I hated showing houses, and I was showing houses all day. I think I showed, I don't know how many, 8 or 9
In LA,
houses.
right? In LA.
In LA, yeah.
Okay.
I had a suit and a tie, and I was hot, and I went over to my friend's house. And my friend, he was in real estate, but he was a loan officer, and he worked at his house. And I went over to his house just to kick it with him after showing those houses. And I'm like, what are you doing? Why are you not at work? He's like, I am at work. I work from home. I'm like, and you doing loans? He's like, yeah, I do loans. Now, how much money you make? He's like, 3 to 5K a loan. I do like 3 to 5 a month. I'm like, show me what you're doing. And he showed me, and I liked it so much. I quit, being a realtor like right then, and I got a job being a loan officer. And that lasted, and it was amazing. It was the first time I've ever made 6 figures. And I did it for years, and the market crashed. This was 2008, and the market crashed. And my dream job was gone. But I learned mortgages, I learned interest rates, I talked to flippers, and they were getting loans, and I was helping them refi out their loans. And man, these flipper guys are out there killing it, man, like killing it. And I thought you had to be super rich to be a flipper and stuff. So then fast forward, I got my job. I started working at nightclubs as a bouncer, and I became like, head of security. And I became like the manager of the bar, the GM. And then that ended, and then I got hired around that time with my wife. And it was like the Sportsman's Lodge, which is like a hotel that has convention centers. You can throw events. And I ran the bar. They had like this cool bar and lounge, and I started throwing parties. I started taking my club people, and because they weren't doing good numbers, and I started doing bottle service and being DJs, and we were doing like $10,000. Like, they'd never seen this kind of money, but they didn't want that. They didn't like that. So I knew my time was limited, and I started listening to like this podcast called Bigger Pockets. And they talked about how to flip houses without any money, no credit. Everyone thinks it's a scam, but I was like, what is that? So I learned how to do it, and I got fired from that job, and I started, and that's when I was like, all right, I'm going all in and flipping, and what's called wholesaling is what this is called, and it worked. It took me like 6 months to get my first check. The first check was like $1,000, second was like 12 grand, and then 30.
Wow.
The 30, the next one was 30. Yeah. 1, 12, 30, 33. And then like that's when time was like, this is working. Because at first it was like, are you sure this is it? I'm like, baby, I'm
Especially
doing
back in
it.
the day, right? I mean, 30 grand back in the day was,
Yeah.
I mean, at least 50, right? Back in the
Dude,
day.
I was making 60K a year at working as a manager.
Wow.
My first check was $33,000 on one deal. That took me like 3 weeks to do.
Was
So
that a
my
flip
money
or
was like,
wholesale? Wholesale, right?
wholesale, just wholesaling.
Mm,
I got it under contract and sold it to a cash buyer. Made
damn.
33K, yeah.
Wow.
So
I've been doing it ever since.
would you say that that market is the same as today, or has it changed?
Well, what's changed is we had a crash here in Vegas. It dropped pretty big. So we're still doing deals. It's a very, very tight market. Interest rates are going higher, so it's really real estate suffers when the rates are high. That's when it's like tough to do deals. High rates. When the rates come down, everybody's buying and selling and flipping's great. And right now, just in this market, in Vegas market, and some other markets around are seeing the same thing. Like a lot of it's just down right now.
So what would you say to someone who's thinking about becoming like a wholesaler right now with the market, like the way it is?
This is a great time because a lot of people dipped. A lot of people left the market. A lot of people got forced out. A lot of people can't do deals. And if you can figure out, because there's still deals there, if you can figure out how to do this when it's hard, imagine when it gets easy, you'll be crushing the competition.
Right.
That's so true.
So true.
It's easy to sell when it's easy, right?
And that's when everyone's coming in.
Easy.
But now's a good time to like freaking learn because now it's hard. So if you learn now, when it gets easier, that's better for you, right?
There's gonna be
Yeah. The people who are doing good now, I have a lot of respect for because they're persevering in a tough market. They're
Yeah.
really
Yeah. And then I'm sorry, but going back to your like nightclub days,
Yeah.
I guess how did that help you today? I guess like how was that experience before and how did it help you today with your current business?
Ooh, the thing with the nightclub, how that helped me was I had to manage. It was the first time I had to manage adults, people, teams.
Mm,
I was accountable. I like had to hold them accountable. It was when you go from worker to like manager, there's a difference. People look at you different. Your relationships are different. It was hard for me to kind of like understand that, but I learned how to hire, train, fire. I learned all this stuff, managing people's schedules, freaking trying to schedule bartenders and barbacks, and we got a big event. At the end of the night, sometimes I got dropped like $40,000 in cash. Guess who had to count it? This dude. If you try to count that much money at 4 o'clock in the morning, good luck. When you had like 2-3 shots, good luck.
counting money?
So,
Oh wow.
Counting money?
Yeah, like thousands. In
Wow.
like 10 ones, 20s, 10s. Like, yeah. I think that's really learning how to manage people. Because I had to fire. You have to fire people. You have to. That's the hard part. People that aren't performing. That's helped me. Like if I had to learn how to do that in my real estate business, it would just be that much tougher. I'm able to manage people better now, be a better manager, and find talent and be comfortable in that role because I've done it for so many people, so many people. You know what I mean? So this is an experience. I think gives me a leg up in being able to hire and keep people, treat them right. You know what I mean?
What do you think is your like the hardest thing you've had to overcome, whether it be like personal or business, that kind of puts you apart from others that you're doing this, like to do this type of career?
The hardest thing, the hardest, I got a few.
You're putting him on the spot.
I would probably say so I bought a couple of bad flips in Missouri. I went all in, all the money I had. I bought 2 flips in Missouri, and I thought I had my numbers right. I was a little too cocky, and the worst thing that could happen did happen. Dad messed up, and all our money is gone. He bought 2 bad flips. Now we have nowhere to live. I had to live in my mom's basement in Missouri with my wife and kids at 40 years old, completely embarrassed, completely emasculated. And my mom, she's a mom dad. I didn't have a dad growing up, so she's mom and dad. She gave it to me. Huh? I can't believe you put your family at this risk. You need to get a job. You can't try all this risky stuff. Look at you now. Like, you know, she didn't know what so I questioned, damn, do I got what it takes to be an entrepreneur? Maybe I do need to go get a job. You know what I mean? So she was trying to protect me. It was love, tough love, right? But at that moment, with no money in the bank, how do you recover from that? Like,
Yeah, how did you recover, by the way?
I had actually another question too. I was going to say, do you think if she was more sensitive, do you think it would have triggered you to want to like get up and hustle? Like if she would have just been like, "Oh, it's okay, son, I got your back," instead of telling you like, "Oh, how could you do this?"
I don't know if I would have changed. What's funny is I got to know myself at that moment. I got to really look in the mirror and really be like, because what the perfect scenario would I would have a mother that was nurturing and saying, "It's okay, baby, it's okay, you're gonna make it," and then a dad going, "What are you doing?" You know what I mean? You have that balance.
Right.
I didn't have that. I think part of me, I'm such a, oh, you think I can't? You're trying to say I don't have what it takes. Ooh, you're trying to say I can't do it. Oh, I got a chip on my shoulder. Let me show you. Like, I had a little bit of that, but I couldn't. After you do something and you get a $30,000 check, and I've gotten bigger than that, it's hard to go accept a job to make $40K a year. My brain is broken from the W-2 mindset. You can never go back once that's happened to you.
If the numbers don't make sense anymore, bro.
Bro.
Like 40K a year.
I realize that I have a skill set that's super valuable that not a lot of people have. I know how to find, acquire, and make money on this kind of real estate. So all I gotta do to get back in the game is what? Get 2-3 deals. You know what I mean? So if I can just get back going and get back, and that's what happened. And I partnered up with a buddy of mine who's crushing it, but going through a lot of problems. We joined together, and 12 months later, we're doing 500K quarters.
Wow.
So,
So how quickly were you able to bounce back? Like, was it months? Was it a year or two? Or
yeah, and I've never told this to anybody before, but
yes.
when COVID first happened, it was like 2020, right? That's what happened, right? So I remember it. I remember it so much. I didn't have enough money. I had gotten, and I was in Hesperia at the time. We had moved from St. Louis to Hesperia. And I couldn't pay. There was a big deal that was supposed to close, but COVID happened. They shut everything down. Like right as I was about to get paid. And I'm like, no one's buying anything right now. We're on lockdown. So that 20K deal that was going to sustain my family for like a few months until I can get it back, it freaking canceled.
Oh, wow.
And I was getting evicted. And we're about to move back to Tanya's mom and dad's house in LA.
Oh my God!
They stopped people from you couldn't kick people out of their houses.
Yeah.
They stopped evictions for like a year.
Yep.
I couldn't believe it. So we stayed in the house for longer, and then we started getting checks from the government because we had kids and stuff. Those, and we didn't even know. We didn't even know. Like we had just enough money to just get by, and then but we started getting like 20K each.
Right.
Because we didn't file. So by the time we filed, I was like, yeah, you guys are like 6 months behind. Here's all of this 25 G's each. I was like, what? And at the same time, I started making money from real estate. So we were able to catch up on everything, man. And like what I wiped out all of that and come up positive like a lot.
Oh, that's so good. Wow. That's so cool. I love that story. That's awesome. It was like God just showed up. Like, here, Ron, I got your back.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can imagine because we got kids too, right? So the words eviction or going back to your parents, you know, like that's like terrorizing, right? To hear, especially as a man. So I can't imagine the trauma and just distrust from all of that. So I mean, we know you and your family. So if you guys can share, you're married, right? With how many kids?
4.
For the audience. For the audience.
For the audience. How many kids you got, Ron?
It's so hard to ask you questions because you know him. That's why.
I know. Okay.
So we know his life.
Okay, how many kids you got?
Yeah, 4 kids. 4 15, 12, 7, and 1. Somebody wanted to restart all the way over. What me, bro? I'm glad she's here.
Yeah, so how was that? Like, how was it having, a 1-year-old and running a business?
Teenagers.
It was cool. So my 7-year-old was cool because I took in I'm a stepdad. So it was good to have my biological along with them. That was an awesome experience. I got to experience what that's like. Raising a kid. What was hard was we were already sending her to school, and then me and Tanya, my wife, we were starting to hang out, and we're starting to do dates, and we're starting to go places because they're going to school, and then it just was rough for me because she really wanted one more, and I did it. I really did it because I enjoyed having that time with my wife, because I believe when you get married, the way we do it is the wife takes care of, that's all she does is she's a mom. And when you have a little baby, there's no time for daddy doesn't get any mommy. Daddy's by himself and going to bars with Lewis and
you get the leftovers, bro. What you got? You get the leftovers.
And if she's tired and you know what I mean? You just lose your wife for a few years. Years. You know what I mean? Even today, I mean, we're not able to spend a lot of quality time because we don't have a ton of family here to take some of that burden, take some of that, babysit and stuff like that. Like it's supposed to be. We're supposed to have a community of people, and we can still have a healthy relationship, and her too. It's hard for her too because she's full time with a baby. That's tough. That's hard work. That's the real work.
Yes.
Baby house.
Isn't it?
That stuff is rough. You know what I mean? It's nonstop.
Yeah. Yeah, 24/7 for sure. No sleep. Yeah.
Especially when they're attached to you and you can't even go to the bathroom because they want to go with you. Yeah. Or they have to go with you because if you leave them alone, you have no idea what they'll get into.
Yeah. And for us, it's hard because we get a lot of sleep. Yeah. So what suffers when you're not well rested? Workouts, your body.
Oh yeah.
It's such a blessing and you love them. At the same time, there's a lot of sacrifices and damage that comes from it as well. That you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, sleep. Sleep is the biggest one.
Yeah.
You're just not sleeping the first year, right?
Yeah.
I guess it gets better and better, but.
Well, I think we can relate to this because, like he said, you guys don't have grandparents that can babysit. Same for us. So everything falls on us. We don't really have hey, mom, dad, can you guys thankfully my parents do come out here, but that's stopping now. But they would come and they'd help us here and there. But I think the most daycare we get is when we go to the gym and we can leave her at daycare for like 2 hours. That's the most.
Yeah.
So
that's why it's challenging, right?
It is.
So I guess like how do you
manage
how do you do it then? How do you do it? How do you balance it? Your marriage, yourself, you know what I mean? Like kids, being a dad, being a boss, being just how do you manage everything basically?
I don't know. I guess it's you don't have much of a choice, right? If you and your wife have a good relationship, and I think it's really good to have gender roles, or if you don't want a general certain role for people, hey, I take care of this, you take care of that. Like she doesn't have to worry about work, bills, none of that stuff. I don't have to worry about the house getting clean, dishes, laundry. No, I can just focus on what I do best, and she focuses on what she likes to do and what she does best, and it works really, really well, and we get along so well. You know what I mean? Like that's if I would have married someone some exes, chaos. So the fact that we're like dialed in and we're exactly what each other wants, I think that's like key. Really, really key. Because I see somebody go out there struggling because you got two people who want to do the same. they both want to do the same stuff, and they're fighting. Why aren't you getting up? And I gotta work and all this. You know what I mean? I think it was easier because of the fact that it didn't have to work.
So your advice to a newly married couple who's also getting into entrepreneurship, what would you tell them?
Is it me?
Huh?
What?
Oh, did we lose him?
Oh no. Did we lose you?
Oh my gosh. What a time for the internet to do this.
Did we lose you there or no? He's want to text us.
Yeah.
I can't hear anything.
Oh no. Really?
How about now?
Is it us?
I don't think so. Here.
Can I call you? I'm gonna call you right now.
Okay. Call us. You can't hear us? Can you hear us?
Yes.
Woohoo! Oh wait.
Oh no.
Well, to our audience, this is what happens in the beginning stages when you're trying to do something. This is what happens. Things like this.
I think he lost connection, huh?
Yeah, but he'll come back. We'll request him again, I guess, right? Should we request him again?
No, it's gonna be the same. No, he got it.
Oh,
I guess we just like stop recording.
Okay.
And then we'll just
continue.
Yeah. So I'm recording. Oh, he's right there. He's right there.
Okay, there he is. Okay, can you hear us now?
Yeah. What was that?
I don't know.
It's just growing pains.
It's the growing pains.
A good example,
it's
right?
A
right here.
Example.
Perfect.
That's what we were telling everybody. It's like, this is what happens when you want to start something new. It's not going to be perfect. Things are going to happen.
Yeah, and you just keep going right here. Like live example.
Right.
of entrepreneurship.
That wasn't planned.
We're just talking about like the hardships and right here. It just happened to us right now.
Yeah. So did you hear my last question? So for us to continue, because
No, what was it?
So I asked if you had to give advice to a newly married couple who is also in entrepreneurship, what would your advice to them be?
Hopefully she has, I'm just going to assume it's the guy that wants to be an entrepreneur, and maybe
Okay.
Right? Just have that person's back and know that business does this. There's going to be times when you got money, and there's going to be times where there's not going to be a lot. It's usually how it goes. And just knowing that, don't, be I guess give encouragement. If to the wife, give encouragement even when things are low, because he's going to start to question himself. And you can make a break. Your woman's words will make or break it.
Yeah.
And just don't try to. This is harder than it says. Stay. If you could stay under your spend a lot lower than you make. I have this problem. We spend.
What's a common problem though?
I'm not sure how we're spending this much a month, but we are. We just, you know what I mean? Like that can get away from you. And you gotta have a.
Well, we got a big family too, so
yeah,
I mean,
that's why. So it seems like we're spending a lot, but really we're just taking care of these kids. But I was gonna say, like, I would love to ask Tanya, you know, this would be a good question for her, but you can answer for her. How, because I know for a woman, our biggest thing is usually stability. So knowing that in entrepreneurship, the world of finance is like this and like this, like how does she stay so I guess leveled, knowing that it's going to be like this, knowing how a woman is, like we want to make sure we're secured and stable and things like that.
I think she just believes in me. You know, she just believes in me. She saw what happened when things went bad and how I reacted and how I go about my day. And when things are tough, I'm fighting, I'm hustling, I'm grinding. There's no quit, there's no give up. I mean, you know what I mean? If like things went really, really bad, I'm flipping burgers and doing whatever, and then start a new business, and we're going to come right back up.
Right.
I guess it does. Like, I hate to say it, but you and I, me and her, we're lucky that we do have a backups. You know what I'm saying? Like, we have parents that would be like, "Oh, come back." You know what I mean? I don't see it that way. I don't see it that way, right? But for her, like I always told her, even when things were getting tough, when I was first starting this business, I was like, "Babe, I'm making this real estate thing work. I might have, if we're out of money, I'm sending your ass back to your mama, and I'm gonna get a room mates with somebody, and I'm making this real estate thing work. As soon as I make some money, bring you guys back out. But I need to make this work. This is happening. That's just who I am."
Yeah.
So I don't know if she would say that, but that's how I feel. She would answer that question.
That's a great answer. It's like you're her stability. You as a person are her stability. So you make her comfortable and I think that's the same for us, you know, stable in each other, knowing that at the end of the day, even when things get rough, we can count on each other. So I think that's great advice for any married couple out there who you shouldn't look at the number that's coming in, but know that your partner is your stability, like who they are as a partner.
Yeah. And for the audience, like how long have you guys been married?
Coming up on 8 years.
8 years?
Oh, congratulations.
Yeah. Ooh, 2 years and 10 decade. What? Like it doesn't matter.
That's
so awesome. I've known her for a decade. Been married for 8 years.
That's
and
awesome.
The first time I saw her, I was like, you're gonna be my wife. I swear to you.
Right.
I was like my words. So your wifey, I guarantee it.
So, and that's another question I want to ask. Like, what for entrepreneur guys out there? Because I, you know, you see the world today, how these, you know, how everything is, right? For you guys, I guess this is a question for you guys. What do you guys want to tell like young men out there looking for a potential wife for an entrepreneur? Like, what would be your advice? Like, what made Tanya be the one, I guess? I'm fishing. Instead of all of, because you were around pretty girls all the time at the club and stuff like that. Like, what made it like, okay, this girl's gonna be with me through thick and thin?
So I'm hearing two questions.
Sorry.
First, I'll say, okay, so you're right. I've had several girlfriends and more women than I probably should in the past. And what I was doing wrong is I was not looking for the qualities that are important to me. I didn't even really know what I needed. And what I needed for me was a person who's a wife, who wants to be a wife and a mother. That's what she wants to be. Not the career business woman. Never worked for me. We always butted heads. She always wanted to lead, and we're have this power struggle. And I was always extremely frustrated with them. It's because I'm going after the wrong kind of girls. Once I identified that I need to get a woman who wants to be a wife and a mother. That's who I did. Everything changed, and it was her. She was a mother and wife. She didn't want to work. She just wanted to do that traditional gender role.
Yeah.
And I would say if you could, that really worked for us. And I think the second part of the question, well, in my mind, I was like, you asked something else. What was it?
Like for entrepreneurs
young guys.
There.
How do you find one?
Like you said, you became self-aware and you knew what your needs were. And I think that's the thing, is that that's really
I guess the number one thing with that, if you're single, is that you need to be okay with a woman who's okay with you working a lot. Right? That's the main one, right?
Yeah, if you're an entrepreneur, you're not a normal person. You're not a Netflix and chill kind of dude. She had like, if you want a guy that just want, go work, come back home, entrepreneur's not your guy. If you want him home for dinner every night and certain time, entrepreneurs, like, we got to go out there and network. We got to go get it. We got to work 8 long hours. You do have to come kind of like, I hate to say it, but kind of second place sometimes to the business just to get it launched. And sometimes it takes years for that to happen. And not to say that like you're not special, not important, but guys gotta work. You know what I mean? Like different conversations.
It's 8 o'clock.
Huh?
Look at us now. It's 8 o'clock right now. We're still here.
Yeah. and if you're a woman and you don't, and like people, I would like, it's a very important conversation to have with whoever you're with if you're an entrepreneur.
Right.
Hey, this is my lifestyle. Are you cool with this? Because if not, I don't even want to go down that road, because you're not going to be happy. I'm not going to be happy.
Right.
And I'm, it's funny. I actually started a new YouTube channel. New. I'm talking about, it's a men content, and basically like entrepreneurs, high value guys. And how I feel is young guys. You said something about young guys.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't even worry about women. The first from 18 to 30, don't even try to handle women. Don't try to like be married. I'll wait until you're 30. Figure out, build up, figure it out, get yourself, travel, learn, fail. You don't have to worry about the family. You won't have to worry about bills. Build. It takes a guy a long time to build up his worth. Right. So that's literally the advice I give young guys is don't get married young. I mean, if you find the one, I get it and they're willing to work with you. Cool. But ideally, I think you should hold off as much as possible until you have that empire, or you're close to like when you're earning a lot. So then you can actually like not struggle and afford your wife and afford to pay for your kids and all that kind of stuff, or struggle through it and hurt the business and hurt the chances of your relationship being successful because you started too early. You know what I mean?
I think the only thing, and I might be wrong, but I think sometimes men do that and then they get to that point and then they don't trust women because they've already built. So they think women only want them for one thing, and that's usually money. So then they don't trust.
Oh, like they're like, hey, I'm talking like, 6 figures and stuff. I don't know if they're probably, I don't know that. Can you gold dig on a guy that makes 6 figures?
I think so.
Really?
Some chicks do.
Yeah. No, some girls are
a millionaire.
They're not. I don't know. I've heard some horror stories from friends that how women treat them because they have money. So like That's why I'm like, okay, they get to that point of making money, but then they don't meet a nice girl because then the girls that they're meeting are just after that one thing, not them as a person. They're only after
the wrong girl too, though.
Yes,
I think I think the guy needs to be able to identify a gold digger, and I can identify. There's a lot of girls who don't care about that stuff. Like there's some, there's that goes back to the whole, wife, kind of thing, and wants to be a mother. Typically, those girls aren't gold digging. There's so many traits like of a wife, and if she's like high maintenance or pretentious or like to spend, those are red flags. You just stay away from that. Again, like the girl who I'm talking about is the nice, kind, feminine, wants to be money, like not, you know what I'm saying? Like it's they want different things.
Yeah,
I know what you're talking about. That girl, stay away from that. Stay away from that girl at all costs if she's like,
Plus, I'm going to the clubs too.
Basically,
on Instagram profile.
From Vegas.
Yeah, she's going out. Don't date her. That's not the kind of girl you want. That's going out and partying. Instagram got her ass and tits. Like, sorry, I don't know if you're cussing. Very easily when you start thinking about it, disqualify like 80% of girls just by having. I want to be classy, no social media. You know what I'm saying? Need to be kind, have a kind demeanor. You say Christian?
No, virgin, which I don't think really exists today.
Good luck finding one.
Like 1950s, babe.
If you can get on a girl under 5 these days, that's like a virgin.
So your YouTube's gonna be about this topic, right? About
marriage.
Yeah, it's about men who want to get, let's say they're, you're the average guy making 40K working a job and you want to get into the 6-figure range, what that's like, how to date, your wife's the biggest part of it. Who you pick to be your partner is like it.
Major.
Right? So there's a lot of stuff about what kind of women to avoid, which ones you look for, what traits and stuff like that, and business and that kind of stuff. So yeah, really just if you like Andrew Tate, Kevin Samuels, I'm not as like I'm like a branch on that tree. I'm not as raw like as Tate, but still, I agree with a lot of things he says.
Keeping it real.
Yeah.
Yeah,
patriarchy type stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, because a lot of kids or young men need guidance anyway these days, right?
So, especially in my community, Black community. I mean, we have a 80% single mother rate. So I got raised with no strong, good men, and was taught to like really not like men and be scared of them and think that there's something wrong with them. And I'm definitely passionate about that part too. One of the reasons why I joined the military. And not only that, the most hardcore one, because I so long for like a male mentors. Because I didn't know how to be a man. I didn't know how to be a husband. I didn't know how to be anything masculine. There's all this feminine stuff. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And it's a big problem. It's a huge problem in our community. And single motherhood's high in America.
Yeah.
So
it's a fatherhood issue. That's why. It's a fatherhood issue. That's why.
It is. Yeah. I'm super passionate about it because I get emotional about it because I lived it.
Right.
And it's not what they say. It's not, these men ain't shit. It's different reasons. I won't get into too deep on this podcast, but that's not how it went down.
That's a great idea, actually.
No, yeah, I think
you're doing it already, right, bro?
Yeah,
you launched it, right? Launch date or what?
Ron the Lion, yeah. I probably got like 4. I just started this week. I already got like 4 videos.
We'll subscribe.
Yeah, I got 1 subscriber. That's my other account. So yeah.
Well, you got 2 more people.
We'll promote it too, bro.
Yeah, I think
That's
that's
a good
awesome.
message. It's needed for sure.
So are you gonna just go for like the Black community, or are you just gonna talk about fatherhood in general? Because I mean, like you were saying.
Yeah, men in general. I don't think I'm just called just for Black people. I think I'm called for all guys, and women too. Ladies, they got raised without dads too,
Right.
so they don't even know what a
all of us
male looks like.
All of us have that honestly in what's it called? We have that in common. All of our dads suck. Mine is a white homeless guy doing drugs on the beach. Lewis's dad. Well, you can speak for your dad. I won't speak for your dad. But yeah, I think that's so awesome because it is so true. I mean, I was a single mom for a while, and then, you know, Lewis came, Tanya was a single mom, you know, so I think that is such a great topic that you can try and influence men.
Huge issue in society.
Because it's not just, you're not just helping the women with trauma, because then you're becoming a good husband, but you're becoming a good father to their children. And then you're creating this new cycle for the children. So like, your sons are going to look up to you and be like, oh, this is what a good dad looks like. This is what a father looks like. Same with our kids. Our son is going to look up to him and be like, okay, this is what a married life looks like, you know, because it repeats the cycle usually. And you guys are both breaking that cycle. So that's awesome. I really love that.
Yeah. Thank you. Check it out.
Yeah, when are you going to launch it, bro? Yeah, when are you going to launch it?
It's already launched. It's already out. Ron.
Oh.
Okay.
Literally, it's called Ron the Lion. Is it channel? Is the name?
Okay.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Okay.
And it's Ron the Lion because a guy when he gets to a certain part of age, he go down 1 or 2 paths. One's a lion and one's a tiger. One's family legacy, that path and building business. The other is solitude. He's almost like he's going to be a bachelor. Like he's never going to get married. You see guys go both ways. Think Tony Stark before he got Pepper. You know what I mean? Like that kind of lifestyle. Tigers are like solitary animals. They don't go in packs. So they don't have a network. They're like stay in their own lane kind of guys. I used to be like that. Lions are like pride. We got you know, they run in packs. They run together and they network. So yeah, that's why the channel's called Ron the Lion.
So being on that subject too, would you say in today like generation, would you say more men are becoming tigers or more men are becoming lions?
I think a lot of people are tigers, just because I mean, if you never got raised with a you know, dad that was a strong, good figure, or you know, uncle or something, and was able to teach you life, which a lot of us didn't, and even teach the women. Even teach the women, you don't even know how to work with men. You kind of think they're the enemy sometimes. You don't know how to work together and network and that kind of stuff. And I've had to learn how to do that on my own, really. So I think most people are like, I'll just, you know, I'm a lone wolf. I'll just make my money, stay in my lane. You don't see them on social media. You don't see them, their presence. They're not impacting a lot of people. They're just taking care of them. They're just worried about them. And their business helps them, not like, you know, I talk about you guys. I talk about when you went into Rad's group and you guys combined and you guys made a whole bunch of sales. That's the whole point, you know, of that working together is my group of people and my network should be able to enrich your business and vice versa. So we all rise together. And we're able to help each other out. That's the network. That's the strength. That's the pride.
Yeah,
that's
doing it now too.
Yeah,
yeah. That's the point of our
event
calls too. Our event, these calls. Like, I think it's just easier to rise up, right? When you collaborate versus compete.
Yeah.
So
gotta collaborate. I mean, you're missing out if it's just you. Imagine we got like 8, 9 of our brains thinking of stuff. Together, we're going to be able to crush the single person. Just me and you. Just me, you, and Vero. 3 brains trying to do something versus one person by themselves. They won't be able to compete with us. And the resources all 3 of us can do. Like, I mean, just think about the power in that.
Yeah, exactly.
Look at our meetup.
The men text though.
You don't like our texts?
Yeah.
I love being part of this trio, but I could, sometimes I'm like, okay, you guys, go have your man talks.
Yeah.
I need Tanya.
Yeah, we get a little childish. We get back. We can be 3rd graders again.
I try to keep up, but then I'm like, okay, you guys took it too far.
It's all about being lions and then being immature in the group chat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
so, bro, like, where can people find you? Instagram.
Yeah.
Instagram, YouTube.
So people can follow you.
Yeah, Ron Woods Flips for now is the best place. I'm moving into that space. Ron the Lion. I don't have handles for that yet, but if you want to watch what I'm talking about, Ron the Lion YouTube channel, tune into that. And I'm starting to build out that platform. I'm liking what I'm talking about.
Looking forward to it, bro.
I know. I feel like for one of our events, you should definitely speak on that.
Oh yeah, for sure. Next one for sure.
Yeah.
So it's so controversial,
too, but I feel like this is a really good.
Is it controversial? Yeah. He's asking.
Is it controversial? Definitely.
That's good.
But that's good. That's good because you are hitting a network of men, and you know how men can be very ego. Anyways, but you guys know how men are, right? And they don't like being told anything, obviously. So I feel like that's good. If you can start affecting men and how they look at themselves as fathers or as men, I think that's really good. Really, really good.
Yeah, for sure. Good angle too.
Yeah.
Because controversy is good for views too, right? So
right now in the day and age, I think men and women both need to be told, because women too.
Oh, yeah.
Just how you were saying, women are starting to be like, oh, I don't need a man. I can do it all on my own. I definitely don't agree with that. They're just trying to, I don't know. It's like this power thing going on.
Destroy the family unit.
Destroy the family unit. Exactly. It's crazy.
Yeah. There we go.
Yeah.
Controversy.
Controversy right
here. There you go.
Yeah. No, but it's good. People need to hear it. People need to hear it.
It's very like polarizing. It's a different point of view, but
yeah,
is what it is.
True. That's why I love it so much, because I believe it's true. I'm living it.
As long as you believe it, right? Who cares?
Yeah.
It's what you believe in.
I tried it their way. I try to do it like the way society tells you to do it. It didn't work. It didn't work. And then when you look around other societies outside of America, you see it work perfectly fine. You start looking at that stuff.
So why didn't it work? I want to ask that question.
Yeah.
Before we end.
We were trying to do we're running a play that doesn't I don't think works. I think when you have women that are hard, these days you got harder women and you got softer men, and you got men that are cool being led, and I think the men should be the leader. And I think the woman stops respecting the men when she has to do that and step into that role. And like I was straight taught, like, women, you don't need a man. Imagine what that does to a young boy when all the women around are saying, girl, you don't need a man. Don't ever have to depend on a man. Have your own house, make your own money, and you won't ever have to. What? We ain't shit. You see what I'm saying? I don't even know how damaging that is. And you don't really see that in a lot of other societies. The women have massive respect for their men.
Yeah.
Massive respect for the guy that just goes to work, average guy. Love him, appreciate him. They teach that it's the opposite. So it's just like, I mean, there's so many issues that come from the psyche of that. And I just know it's really, really bad in the Black community, like horrible, to where we're enemies with the Black woman. I should be with a Black woman right now. I'm not. Like, statistically, 80% of the people stand within their own race. Why am I outside of mine? Because I wasn't dealing with none of that stuff. It was just so much easier, so much more love, so much easier to deal with someone who's like, yeah, you're the leader, of course. I'm here, I'm your wife. Of course, like you're not having that conversation with a black woman or in maybe American woman, like the modern woman. They
Did you
think
get any heat for that from the Black community for marrying out of your race?
Do I what?
Did you get any like backlash, I guess, from the Black community, from your
That's funny. Not really. Like, I mean, you get the look, but I don't really care. Have you ever tried to just think about just think about how the stereotypical Black woman, what is it? Is she loud? When you think about it, I mean, think about the stereotypical Black woman you see in TV, and what is she? Super loud, super obnoxious, doing this stuff. That is a stereotype for a reason, because that's how it is. Who wants to be with that? I don't. I want a classy woman. You know what I mean? So it was just it was just so much more love and respect I got from other races than my own. I was like, whoa, I'm getting treated respected, getting treated well. They're not saying they don't need me. They actually need me and appreciate me and love. What? This is how it is over here on this side? That's a bad deal over here. Why would I do that?
I can't wait for YouTube, bro.
I know. I'm going to love it.
I can't wait to see the comments on YouTube, bro.
And it's just, yeah, it just became, I'm going to go with what works, what's easy. I'm not going to force, you know what I mean? So that's why I'm right where I'm happy right where I'm at too.
Love it.
I love it.
Yeah. That clip's going to be good.
I know.
That clip right there.
Seriously.
Click it. I'm saying, bro. Imagine me putting that on social media.
We're gonna get that for your social media.
Imagine the comments I'm gonna get. You whitewashed. You're not even Black, and how dare you?
Told that before,
but
right?
It's just how you live, though. I mean, that's your life. So
I know.
I mean, you can speak about how you lived. Yeah. I mean, it's not wrong. It's just how you lived. So
I mean, there's so many Black men I've talked to who know exactly what I'm talking about. Here's one that's so real it'll hit you right here. Know how I said, hey, what's the stereotypical Black woman, right? What's a stereotypical Black guy? What's he like when you think about it? Is he a thug? Pants sagging, chains? Is that right? Like hardcore, right?
I think it's what they portray on TV and everything, what they want society to think of when you think of a Black man. Same with a white woman. People think I'm white, but I'm not. I'm Hispanic, a European. I don't know what they think about Filipino.
They don't give a shit about me.
They just know.
You're like, the guy doesn't matter.
No, that's not true. In the Philippines, I got a lot of questions like, why would you marry a Filipino man? From men. Filipino men asking me, why did you marry a Filipino man? Because it's not common. It's common for a Filipino woman to marry a white man, but it's not common for a Filipino man to marry a white woman.
Oh.
Because they portray it like, I don't know. I don't know why. So if we get some Filipinos up in our comments, please let me know why.
Went from like proper to like controversial.
I know, we went from
like,
real estate.
Hey, Ron, how'd you start real estate?
No, I love this. This is keeping it real to today's age. Like, I want it real. I want this, like.
I told you, bro, this is what you want, so.
No, because the thing is that now he's doing this YouTube. I think this is so awesome. Even though I know, like, when it comes to real estate, I would never ask anybody about real estate questions but you, because I trust you so much with real estate. But you conquering this topic, like going after this topic now, I think that just is so awesome. I think you're the one for the job, because I know you as a person. I know you as a person, and I know you can do this. Like, you have it in you to do this and to affect change.
Good.
And you
good.
can handle the haters.
Yeah, you can.
Come
But you don't give a shit.
Yeah.
But you're like 6'5", so like, what are they gonna do, bro?
Yeah. And you got Tanya.
Yeah, I mean, you show me your life. You show me your lifestyle's better than what I got. Maybe I'll listen. But what with 50% divorce rate in America, when I see most people married ain't happy, right? When you like, I see all these women now like that are like 40 years old, freezing their eggs, can't find a husband, and they're gonna die alone with their cats and dogs, because they won't change. You know, I know it works. That's how we've done the hierarchy, the patriarchy from the beginning of time. Just these last 60 years, they want to change up the formula. All right, that's what you get. So, I mean, I'm just looking for that, 10, 20% of people that already know something's wrong and want to come back and do it this way, because I think this is the way that it works. It works. Is the this country was founded on the Christianity hierarchy of God, Jesus, and then father, wife, kids. Like that's the playbook, whether you're Christian or not. That's the playbook that works the most. It's always been that way, always will. You show me a society right now where the women are leading the men out there, and that's how, and they're thriving. You ain't gonna see it. It's not to say we're better than women. Like we're like here to like sacrifice and die for our women, our family. We're supposed to support, pay for everything, and hold the house together. And that's what I believe. Like we're literally like we get a thrill out of providing. Like that's our whole why we're here. And for the wife to say, hey, thank you so much. I love the effort. You've done a great job. Thank you for taking care of us. That's all we need. And the kids to run to us when we walk in the door and say, hey, Daddy, I'm glad you're home. And we can go fight these. Let us pressure's built for shoulders, not waist. Let us go fight these battles. And love our women and protect them, man. I mean, what woman wouldn't want that?
I feel like the society, though, is the problem. They're trying to demasculine men, and they're trying to make women feel like you don't need, like, basically, if you have a masculine man, it's bad. They're trying to portray that.
Right.
That you should have a more feminine man. And,
Good luck with that.
That's propaganda, that's why.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And they're winning. They're winning.
Yeah, they are winning.
They got Hollywood behind them, so they're going to show Wonder Woman beat up all these guys and all these dudes snooping all these girls, and Hitch. You saw Hitch? Have you ever seen that movie, Hitch, with Will Smith?
Will Smith?
Hitch with Will Smith. You ever seen that movie with Hitch?
Yeah.
He's like running in front of a car, getting hit just to prove his love for this woman. And oh, man, I could go on and on. It's hard to watch TV and movies these days, but yeah.
Yeah.
Love it.
I love it.
Can't wait for a YouTube, bro.
I know. I think it's balanced too. Like, I think all women like a little romance. So I'll speak for the ladies out there, guys. I know we want romance. Doesn't mean you have to be demasculine. But I think it's a little bit of both. You can be masculine, but you can show romance at the same time.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, for sure.
And I think they get confused with that. Like, oh, if my guy's not soft and romantic like that, then he can't be masculine.
Man, I probably rub my wife's feet 5 out of 7 days, back rubs. I mean, get her nails. Like I love her getting her nails done, looking pretty and stuff. I mean, I enjoy paying for that stuff she wants. I mean, she tells me she wants something. I feel like I gotta go get it. I like this car. Damn, now I gotta go get that car because it's a sacrifice. We get to do like that's the whole point.
Yeah,
we wouldn't even work, bro. We live in cardboard boxes, and all this is for the woman and the family, really. Like, right?
A lot of
wars fought over women. You're precious to us. We want to.
Lewis likes his good stuff, don't you? You guys like the good life, clean house, all that stuff.
We might make jokes like good kitchen, but I mean, all in all, like we're out there busting our ass at work. So we're the slave of the family, like big time. We're sacrificing our bodies, mind, time for what we love, our family.
Oh, I love that. Well, we went over our 30 minutes, but I'm so thankful. We did have a little glitch there, so we got to count that.
Are you gonna leave it in?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, this is it. Just one take.
No edit, right?
No edit. Just one take.
Ask his last question. Long term.
Oh, I guess like last question, bro. Like, what are your long-term goals?
With everything.
5-10 year goals.
Real estate, your YouTube, wife,
anything.
Marriage.
Yeah. Me and my wife never got just continue to grow with her because we're already like super compatible. Just continue that, growing that, and being able to learn each other more. And I do want to get like a wedding. Like we never had a wedding. We just got married at the courthouse, and we're broke. And same thing for you guys, right?
Yep.
So that part is good. With the kids, I just want them to know that how the world works, how it really works, and get better relationships with them, with everybody, especially with the stepkids, them knowing that us getting closer. That'd be awesome, right? With business, with real estate, oh my gosh, there's so many goals.
It's unlimited, right?
I want to own. Yeah, I don't even want to limit it, but let's just say I want to have a ton of property, rentals, and a ton of commercial stuff, right? Apartments and stuff like that, and commercial buildings. I'm building houses right now. That in itself might turn into something that I might keep doing that. Don't know. I just don't want to ever get out of the game. I never want to stop doing real estate. I never want to get knocked out. Just stay in as long as I can, and I'll never retire. For the content, like I'm more excited about this men content. I call it men content now, but it's really, I don't even know what to really call it besides that right now. But to take that somewhere, I like it to impact so many people. If people are saying, Ron, thank you so much. Because who I learned it from was Kevin Samuels. I learned a lot of this from Kevin Samuels on how to be a man over the last few years. Listen to his stuff I've never heard before.
And he passed, right? He passed, right?
Yeah, he passed away. Unbelievable. Passed away. Now there's a huge void in that. There's a huge, massive void in that arena. So if people were coming and saying, thank you so much, even women, thank you so much for telling me this stuff. I now have changed, and now I got a husband and we're married. That would mean so much to me. Guys going, thank you so much. A lot of my 20s, I was like very, very lost and very, very hurt, and I didn't understand a lot of things. So if I can teach guys this stuff that I didn't know, impact a lot of guys, men and women, it would mean so much, so much. And imagine doing it and making money from it too. So like you're giving value and getting value, and you're having fun.
You're getting paid.
And you're
good at it. You enjoy it, and you make money, and you impact people.
Perfect. A perfect gig.
Yeah.
Come on.
Love it.
I love it.
So yeah, those are some of the goals.
Awesome.
Yeah, thanks for your time, bro. I know you're super busy with the fam, the business, so
we just want to say we appreciate you so much for doing this and sharing everything.
And for being the first one.
Yeah. Being vulnerable. Yeah. Being bold.
I like being number one. Let's do it.
Awesome. Yeah. Well, thank you again, Ron. We're so thankful, and we'll see you soon.
All right.
Hey, bro.
All right, bro. Bye.
Bros.
Okay, hold on. We're going to end the recording.